Andrew Whittingdale I met in 1989, 25 years. 25 years we met at the Barrydale Hotel. Andrew had a good choice of friends. He had a wonderful sense of humour. He was as naughty as they come, but he had a heart of gold.
He was this character in the village, and very alive, very chirpy, very kind of mischievous, and full of intrigue and stories.
I didn't know he was gay. It didn't matter. In those days I didn't like morphies, but this is actually where I learned to accept gay people, because it was amazing. Quite honestly, Andrew was one of those that said, "This is what we are." China, we were there. I was drinking with him and laughing with him and playing with him, and not playing with him, but I mean joking with him, and it was awesome. It was really nice, and of course Andrew and myself became very good friends, very close.
Andrew could sit and tell me a story, mostly made up in his own mind. For instance, one day he disappeared. We were the only house on that little area, and I had to go and find him, and he was still in his pajamas. So I said, "He's talking to the dirt men." "Well, what were you talking to the dirt men about?" "Dirt?"
Andrew was the most unreliable. If he said he'll see you there at 10 o'clock, it depended on which century, day, year. He never put that into the context. So.
Andrew once invited us out there for dinner, and we arrived. It was quite a special occasion. I can't remember what it was. We arrived at about 8 and waited for dinner and more wine until everybody was very, very intoxicated. And Andrew produced a cabbage that was half cooked and put it in on the middle of the table and said, "That's dinner." And there's sort of 12 of us had to share a cabbage for dinner.
He loved drama. If there wasn't drama, he got probably a little bit sort of edgy and upset. And if there was no drama, he would create his own drama. And he would go, "Oh, I'm so glad you've arrived because you haven't heard the latest from the water."
He instigated a lot of parties and a lot of people having a good time, and a lot of people went out to Makofle because Andrew was there. And he got parties going. He had people round for a drink at 5 o'clock, and they would be there 3 days later.
It starts off very subdued, and then somewhere along the line we get onto a favourite topic, which is normally sex, and carry on from there and proceed to get extremely drunk.
Because I couldn't believe the stories that they were exchanging.
Well, you see, he can make things up so quickly.
You would be standing in the OK queue, and in the queue in the OK bazaars here in Barrydale, it's full of people from all walks of life, and the next thing Andrew starts talking about this huge big cock, that he had, and he would say to you, "Darling, I had this huge big cock, and the next thing," and you sort of like turn around, all these people are like looking at you, and you sort of like want to just crawl under the floorboards of the shop. But, clearly he was okay with speaking very flippantly and openly about his little sexual or fantasized sexual connections.
Stories. That's a nice word for it, actually. Stories. Yeah, he was very good at telling stories. You never knew. I used to always say to everybody, divide it by at least 10, and you might get somewhere near the truth.
Ik het hom goed geken. Toen nou en dan het ons 'n grap gedeel met mekaar. Hy was maar baie snaaks. Had hy altyd aan my geld gevat en had ek gesê, "Nee man, Andrew, moenie dit doen nie." Dat hy net gelag en maar die tyd wat ek hom geken het, het ek hom opgesom as 'n vriendelike mens met niemand moeilikheid gesoek nie. En hy het my altyd 'n oor gehad om te luister.
The last time I saw him in the bar at the hotel, I was serving there. I was working there as a waiter, part-time waiter, and he come past and he hit me on my ass. So I turn around and I get very upset. But at the same time, I was thinking, that's him.
No, I think he was more, as you say, of a dreamer as opposed to a realist. I mean, sex stories are easy, fantasies are great. Whether he put it into reality or not, another story.
But when he was a little boy, he was to draw houses all the time. Round ones, square ones, pointy ones, all sorts. And he had big ideas. I don't know where he got them from.
I'm not going to build another house. 54. This is the end, and it's going to be stunning.
He made his dreams come and become realities, huh? I mean, he created Bacofle from nothing. There's lots of homes up there now turned into a holiday resort and a sort of farming enterprise with pigs et al. But no doubt that he will sorely be missed with the local labourers as well. He was very good to the local staff.
You must see the buildings. They look as if they're 300 years old. They're only about 2-3 years old. In fact. I love it.
Definitely he will be missed by his friends and his family, especially those who were close to him. It's quiet when you come into the bar and he's not there. He was always the loud person, making jokes and so on. Yeah, he will be missed.
For those of us that live here, yes. For people who didn't know Andrew, no, life just goes on, but we certainly miss him. We miss his help, we miss his humour, we miss his naughtiness. And he was really definitely the Barrydale character of note.
Well, I'd probably say to him, would you like a glass of wine?
I'll have a beer. What would I tell him? I say, Andrew, behave yourself. He says, I don't misbehave, I'm fine. When you're going home, I'll be going home now. Let's have another beer, shall we? We really did enjoy the social side of Andrew. He was always ready to have a social party. It was crazy, yes, we made life enjoyable. We all like to have a little bit of madness in us from time to time.
I'm very good at it. I'm absolutely, I wouldn't say world number one, but I enjoy it.